Welcome back, everybody, to Monster Truck Challenge. I'm Ken BROO. Now, before we get to the racing in Albany, New York at the Knickerbocker Arena, we want to chat a little bit with a guy that's been around for 7 years in monster truck racing. He races the big old Chevy behind me with a big Chevy engine. I speak of Gary Porter. Gary, thank you for taking time out and being with us today.
Thank you. I love, running for the United States Hot Rod Association. They have some real strong competition here today.
Gary, big question first. Where does the title Lone Wolf come from?
Well, I guess because I travel on the road a lot by myself. I have a terrific crew, that stays at home at the shop when I leave. But, I do all the traveling, the tire changing, and most of the work on the road on the truck myself.
So you're a lonely guy, right?
Right. I get to meet a lot of people, going up and down the road, talking to truck drivers on the CB. And, when we get to an event, a lot of friends are there and we help one another. And, I do actually most of the driving and traveling by myself.
Sounds like you like being on the road.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, traveling a lot, seeing a lot of the country and meeting a lot of nice people.
Now, last year was a disappointing year, I know, for the Carolina Crusher and for Gary Porter, not finishing as high in the standings as you would have liked. Tell me about 1992. What have you done to make sure 1991 doesn't happen all over again?
Well, we've changed motors in the truck. We're making more power now. We are up in the point standing more now this time than we were last year. And, I've even put a bigger motor in the truck, and hopefully, I can keep on progressing to take a points championship.
Is it difficult for kind of like a one-man band or a two-man band here to compete with the big-dollar guys like Bigfoot and Barefoot?
Yeah, they're tough competition, but, it's really, I guess, self-satisfying when you go out and you beat the guys that have unlimited funds. And, it's really, self-satisfying when you do that.
So that answers the obvious question. Anytime you can knock off a Barefoot or a Bigfoot, it makes the day all the more worthwhile, doesn't it?
Right, them, Taurus, Gravedigger, any of the top-name trucks, anytime you go out and beat them, you feel like you have done your homework that week.
Gary, who do you see as being the favorite, if there is indeed a favorite, for the World Championship this year?
Well, right now, Equalizer, he's really, it has all his competitors walking around, scratching their head, wondering what he's doing. And the way he's going, I think he'll win the points championship, maybe.
Well, Gary, I know this is a busy time of the day. We appreciate you taking time out and chatting with us.
Well, thank you for coming out and filming the event, and maybe we'll see you down the road at another one someday.
I hope so. Gary Porter. Now, when we come back, we'll go back to Albany, New York, and the Knickerbocker Arena, see if Mr. Porter can drive the Carolina Crusher to victory when Monster Truck Challenge continues in just a moment. Welcome back. You're dialed in to Monster Truck Challenge. We're all set for more racing action from Albany, New York. Let's set the stage. We've got Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher tangling with another veteran, Fred Schaefer and Barefoot. Now, Crusher is riding high after a first-round win over the red-hot Equalizer. Barefoot got to round 2 with a win over his old nemesis, Gravedigger. Our other semifinal matchup pits Gravedigger with Lyle Hancock at the wheel against Jackie Willman and Taurus. Now, Digger is back as fast loser from round 1. Taurus stopped Bigfoot in his tracks to get to the semis. Once again, let's take you to racing action in Albany, New York. Here's Joe Lowe.
A house full of happy campers here at the Knickerbocker Arena as we get set with Carolina Crusher and Barefoot. One guy that's not happy is David Morris, and Jim Clark is with him.
And you're not very happy. Tell us about it.
No, we had the first 2 races, we had a little trouble down here on the starting line and communication between starters, and I don't think Barefoot was ready for his run, and I wasn't ready for mine. And when Crusher took off, well, I had to take off too, so that delayed my time enough, so we got bumped out of it, and we'll just have to come back and try to win again.
Okay, you're going to try to protest at all to the timings?
Well, it's recorded now, so there's nothing we can do about it.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel?
Well, I'm not too happy about it right now. I feel sorry for these guys when I come back out again.
What are you going to do to them?
I'm going to stomp them worse than I have.
Oh, boy, I knew we'd get that smile back. David Morris of the Equalizer looking to do some stomping. It'll be another day, though, Dave. Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, and Fred Schaefer Barefoot. 2 Chevys on the line. Fred Schaefer and Barefoot managed to stay low that run and pick up the win. The win goes to Barefoot. He stays low in the lane that everybody has had trouble in so far tonight. He's found a sweet spot in the yellow lane. The slow-mo cam picks him up. Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher actually got off the line first, but Barefoot powers his way through, and he's across that finish line first. He's going to our finals. He'll be in the championship run. So Fred Schaefer has been able to take the bad lane. He's been stuck there twice so far here in Albany and turn it around and turn it into a winning situation. Moves a little bit to the right. That's his sweet spot. The horsepower does it all. He sails over the cars, picks up points, and goes to the championship. Now, lane choice has been a consideration and something everybody's been talking about. Our next matchup between Gravedigger and Taurus. Lyle Hancock, what are your thoughts on this situation between the blue lane and the yellow lane?
At first, I thought I was going to want to run the left lane pretty much all much. It's got a little better ramp to it. The right one seems to be getting a little bit of air, but as the night's going on, the trucks are running on. The ramps are starting to change on there. The left lane right now happens to be getting a little more air than the right lane, and when you're up in the air, you're not going forward. Next round, I picked, I got to run with Taurus, and Taurus took the right lane, which has not been the favored lane for tonight. So it's going to put me in what started out to be the favorite lane. Now we'll see what we can do with it.
Now we know Barefoot is going to be in the championship, but is he going to be against the Gravedigger or Taurus? We'll find out moments from now. The red headlights are up and a thumbs up from Gravedigger. There we go. I couldn't tell. I just could not tell. It looked as though Gravedigger had the lead. Taurus sailed from behind at the finish line. It was anybody's race, and that's why the United States Hot Rod Association has those cameras to review it and check one more time. The drivers don't know. We'll find out as they find out. Digger in the lead here, but Taurus, I don't know where he gets the horsepower in the air, but he does. And the win goes to Jackie Willman and Taurus as he defeats the Gravedigger in a photo finish. Just inches separate the two here in Albany. Now, Jackie Willman is one of the best drivers on the tour. He's great off the line. Reaction time is great. And how he can find a sweet spot on the ramp is anybody's guess, but he does it week in and week out. Jackie Willman piloting the Taurus monster truck to our championship in Albany. As the action continues, these incredible monsters just keep on going. Jackie Willman will face Barefoot in our monster final.
You know, in the Monster Truck Challenge Series, everybody likes to win. It doesn't matter who they beat, as long as they get to the winner's circle. Well, take a look at what we have now in the finals. You've got Taurus and Jack Willman Jr. He'd like nothing better than to beat Fred Schaefer. And you ask Schaefer, he'll tell you his big nemesis, and the guy he likes to beat the most is Taurus and Jack Willman Jr. Somebody is going to leave Albany, New York, very satisfied. We'll find who that is when Monster Truck Challenge continues in just a moment.